Hi everyone, welcome to Roshchem summary videos. In this video, I'm talking about the equilibrium and the Le Chatelier's principle. Okay, so what is Le Chatelier's principle? The Le Chatelier's principle says if an equilibrium system is disturbed by a change, the system will adjust itself to partially oppose the effect of the change. This is the Le Chatelier's principle. Now, what is then equilibrium? The equilibrium is in a reversible reaction when the forward and the backward reaction is happening at the same rate. So we say the reaction is at equilibrium. So you have a reversible reaction in a closed system, and when the forward and the backward reactions rates are equal, you say the reaction is at equilibrium. Now the Le Chatelier's principle say if I do a change to a reaction which is at equilibrium, the system means the reaction will adjust itself to partially oppose that change. So now we will see what are the changes we do and how the system is partially opposing the changes. We will see when we add reactants or products, or when we remove reactants and products, how the system will partially oppose that. Okay, so you can see adding or removing reactants and products. So look at the reaction given. So it's N2 and H2 is going to NH3. We'll say now this reaction is at equilibrium, and then I am adding reactants. So we'll say when the reaction is at equilibrium, I am adding nitrogen gas. So what will happen then? The concentration of nitrogen gas will suddenly increase. So the system try to get rid of those nitrogen. Therefore, what will happen? The forward reaction will be favored. Right? So I add nitrogen, the concentration of nitrogen is suddenly increasing. Therefore, to oppose that, the forward reaction is happening. Why the forward reaction is happening? You can see in the forward reaction, N2 and H2 are reacting together. Right? So in the forward reaction, the N2 and H2 are reacting together. So therefore, it can remove N2. So therefore, the forward is happening. That's why I say shift to the equilibrium will shift to the left, right? It says the effect on equilibrium position, the position of the equilibrium will shift to the right. So forward reaction occurring means the position of the equilibrium is shifting to the right. So what about the other way then? If I remove reactants now, right? So now in this reaction, I'm taking away some nitrogen gas. Then the system try to make more nitrogen. To make more nitrogen, the backward reaction should happen. Now the reaction should go the backward direction to make more nitrogen. Therefore, the position of the equilibrium will shift to the left. So if the reaction is going forward, I say the position of the reaction is going to the right. If it is coming, if it is going backward, I say the position of the reaction, position of the equilibrium is shifting to the left. Okay, so then adding products. Right now the reaction is at equilibrium. Now I add some ammonia. So what will happen now? Okay, so you can see when you add ammonia, the concentration of ammonia will suddenly go up. So therefore, to decrease the concentration of ammonia, the ammonia should break down. So to break down the ammonia, the backward reaction is happening. So reaction going backward means what? The equilibrium position will shift to the left. So that's how we use the Le Chatelier's principle. Okay, so now this graph is showing, this is the concentration versus time graph. So this graph is showing the effect of adding nitrogen. Right, so if you look at the graph here, so you have N2, H2 and NH3, right? So at the beginning, so they are at equilibrium. That's why the concentrations are constant. So we know at equilibrium, the concentration of the reactants and the products are constant, right? So that's why you can see they are not changing. So now at this point, I'm adding nitrogen. So you can see in that for the nitrogen curve, the concentration of nitrogen is suddenly going up. So only the concentration of nitrogen at this point will suddenly go up because you added nitrogen. Now we will use the Le Chatelier's principle. So now we found that when you add nitrogen, the reactions try to get rid of those nitrogen. To remove the nitrogen, the forward reaction is happening. So forward reaction is happening means the concentration of nitrogen will decrease and become constant. But you have to make sure when you decrease the concentration of nitrogen, it's not going below the original level, because Le Chatelier's principle that says the system only partially opposes the change. So therefore, it increases, but it can't go below the original level, right? So it's going like that and becoming constant. And the hydrogen also will decrease if the forward reaction is happening. Nitrogen and hydrogen are reacting together. So that's why the concentration of hydrogen is also decreasing and becoming constant. The forward happening means the ammonia concentration is increasing and becoming constant. So you can see then after this time, all the concentrations again became constant. So I can say then the new equilibrium was established after that point. Okay, then the change in the pressure, this is another change, the change in the pressure by change in the volume. So I have taken the reaction SO2 and O2 is making SO3. Okay, so when we are talking about changing the pressure by changing the volume, we look at the number of particles on both sides of the equation. So if you take the left side of the equation, you have 2 SO2 and 1 O2, which means you have 3 gas particles on left side. The right side contains 2 gas particles. Okay, so which means the pressure of the left side is higher than the right side's pressure. Okay, so now we will see some changes. Increase in pressure by decrease in the volume. So now the change I do is I decrease the volume. So when I decrease the volume, so I know the pressure will increase, right? There, like when the volume is less, the pressure is higher. So now how do we apply the Chatelier's principle? Right, so the pressure is, so I have increased the pressure, the system try to decrease the pressure. To decrease the pressure, the less gas particle side will be favored. Why? The less gas particles means low pressure. So therefore, in this case, the forward reaction will happen because it has less gas particles. So I'll repeat that. So now in this reaction, when we talk about the pressure, right, we look at the number of gas particles. So I have 2 and 1. So 2 SO2, I got 2 SO2 and 1 O2. So 3 gas particles on left side. And right side got 2 gas particles. So the change I do is I decrease the volume, which means I am increasing the pressure of the system. Therefore, the system try to decrease the pressure. So I increase the pressure, the system try to decrease the pressure. To decrease the pressure, the less gas particle side will be favored, which is the forward direction. So your reaction will go forward. So we say net forward reaction is happening. Therefore, the equilibrium, the position of equilibrium will shift to the right in this case. That's why it says here, effect on equilibrium position shift to the side with fewer particles. If I increase the pressure, to decrease the pressure, the position of the equilibrium will shift to the fewer particle side. And if I decrease the pressure, it's the opposite then. If I decrease the pressure, the system wants to increase it. Therefore, it will shift to the more gas particle side. And the third one is increase in pressure by adding an inert gas. At that time, no change. The reason is when you add an inert gas, the concentrations of each individual chemicals are not changing. Therefore, the position of the equilibrium will not get affected. Okay, so this is the concentration versus time graph for increase in pressure by decrease in volume. Okay, so first we'll see what is happening to the concentration. So we know the concentration equals to moles over the volume, right? So if I decrease the volume, the concentration will go up. So that's why you can see, so now initially all of them are at equilibrium. So you can see the lines, right? Constant lines indicate they all are at equilibrium. So at this point, the pressure increased. I'm increasing the pressure. So how do I increase the pressure? By reducing the volume. So that's why all the concentrations are going up suddenly. So remember, when you increase the concentration, whatever the chemical with the highest concentration will show a greater increment than the chemical with less concentration. So it follows a pattern like this. That pattern I can prove by a calculation. Okay, so now, so this is the point where you increase the pressure, therefore the concentrations also I increase the pressure, which means by decreasing the volume, so the concentrations also increased. So now we will add the Le Chatelier's principle after that point. So what happens now, if I increase the pressure, the system try to decrease the pressure. So now we will calculate the number of gas particles. The left side got 3, the right side got 2. So I increase the pressure, the system try to decrease it, so goes to the less gas particle side, which means it's going now the forward direction like this. So going forward direction means what? The concentration of SO2 and O2 will decrease. So that's why you can see now O2 is decreasing, SO2 is decreasing, and SO3 will increasing because SO3 is produced, and their concentrations again become equal. So then I can say after this point the concentrations become not equal, they become constant. So therefore I can say the new equilibrium was established. So when it reached the equilibrium, the concentrations become constant again. Okay, so now we will look at the next change, which is the dilution. So dilution we can apply to aqueous systems. So look at the reaction given, Fe3 plus and SCN minus, FeSCN2 plus. For dilution also, we look at the number of particles, right? So now the left side got 1 Fe3 plus and 1 SCN minus, which means you got 2 particles on left. The right side you only got one of that chemical, therefore it's just 1. Okay, so dilution means what? I add water. So when you add water, the concentrations of all the chemicals will decrease, right? So you add water, so all the chemicals concentrations will decrease. So you can see in that curve here, initially they are at equilibrium. Now all the concentrations are dropping because you add water. So now you apply Le Chatelier's principle, right? So concentrations decrease, therefore the system tried to increase the concentration. To increase the concentration, more particle side will be favored. So more particle side in this case is the backward reaction. So that's why the backward reaction is happening. That's why these two are now increasing. You can see Fe3 plus increasing, SCN minus is increasing, FeSCN minus keep on decreasing, and after some time they all become constant. So I can say then the new equilibrium was established. So then what to remember, equilibrium will shift to the side with more particles. So when I do a dilution, I decrease the concentration, therefore the equilibrium will shift to a side with more particles to increase the concentration. Okay, next one is the change in temperature. So when we talk about the temperature, we need to know whether the reaction is exothermic or endothermic. So now this given reaction here is exothermic. You can see delta H negative means the reaction is exothermic. Okay, so how do we use the Le Chatelier's principle for these exothermic and endothermic reaction? So now in this reaction it's delta H negative, which means the forward reaction is delta H negative. So I can say the forward one is delta H negative, and therefore the backward reaction is delta H positive. Okay, so change I do is I increase the temperature. Now for this reaction, I am increasing the temperature. So if I increase the temperature, the system try to decrease, right? So always the system do the opposite. So I increase the temperature, the system try to decrease the temperature. To decrease the temperature must be, the energy or the temperature must be absorbed. Therefore, the endothermic reaction should happen. So in this case, what is the endothermic reaction? The backward one, you can see the forward one is exothermic, the backward one is endothermic. Therefore, a net backward reaction will happen. So I can say then the position of the equilibrium will shift to the left. Going backward means the position of the equilibrium is shifting to the left. That's why I have written here increase in temperature for exothermic reaction. Your reaction is exothermic. what happens? The equilibrium position will shift to the left because it's going now backward. So if your reaction is endothermic, then the opposite will happen. In endothermic reactions, if you increase the temperature, the forward reaction will happen. Therefore, I can say the position of the equilibrium is shifting to the right. Okay, so that's the graph for increase in temperature, the concentration versus time graph for the same reaction. So now we found, so your reaction is exothermic. So we just discussed in exothermic reactions, increase in temperature favors the backward reaction. Right now we will see from the graph. So initially the concentrations are constant because your reaction is at equilibrium at the beginning. And now you disturb the equilibrium by increasing the temperature. So this is the point where you increase the temperature. Now we found, because the reaction is exothermic, in exothermic reactions, increase in temperature favors the backward. So going backward means NO2 is increasing. So NO2 is increasing, becoming constant. And N2O4 is decreasing, becoming constant. And also note that the slope of these graphs are not same. The reason is that it is the coefficient here, right? So greater slope is when you have a greater coefficient, right? When X amount of N2O4 is reacting, 2X amount of NO2 will be produced. That's why the coefficient of NO2 is greater than the coefficient of N2O4, and after some time, they again come to the equilibrium. Right, so that's the end of the video. So now you can do questions from RocheChem study guide. So we can find the questions and summary notes on pages 70 to 81. So hope you enjoyed my video. So if you have any questions or if you want further details, visit our website www.rochechem.com. I will see you in another video. Bye.